So after trillions of dollars spent and thousands of lives lost, the United States government will now exit the war in Afghanistan under the command of President Joe Biden. And while this is definitely welcome news, this will not, I repeat, will not stem the tide of America's perpetual decline, which is more or less set in stone and has been for several years now, as we will discuss today on American Bonapartism. Of the end. Imperialism is civilization unadulterated. In this phenomenal form, the destiny of the West is now irrevocably set. The energy of the culture man is directed inwards. That is civilization, man outwards. Alexander and Napoleon were romantics, though they stood on the threshold of civilization, and it is cold, clear air. The one fancied himself an Achilles, the other red weather. Imperialism, expansionism, colonialism are all signs of degenerative decay in civilization. To Spengler, there were really two distinct differences between culture and civilization. Culture is where true creative energy comes from. It's where you could call a culture a quote unquote golden age of a society. That's where true creative energy and where it's what he called its essence really emerges from. And then there comes civilization, when everything becomes commercialized and where the creative energies cease to exist, and now there is nothing more to do to just expand outward. And this is a problem that the West has unfortunately gotten herself into, is the West's need for constant expansion and constant warfare. The war in Afghanistan, and the war in Iraq for that matter, is a clear-cut example of how two wars in the war on terror as a whole is a clear sign of perpetual decline for the standard bearer of the West, that being the United States of America. So with Joe Biden wanting to get out of the war in Afghanistan, I completely agree. It's good that the war in Afghanistan is coming to an end. We need the war to Afghanistan to come to an end. But here's the problem, though. Why was Trump so condemned for wanting to do the same thing? To me, the answer is only logical. It's because he wants to end wars everywhere, not just in Afghanistan. And the neocons and those of the political establishment in Washington wanted nothing to do with ending these endless wars. Joe Biden, make no mistakes, wants to continue endless wars. He is obsessed with attacking Russia. He's obsessed with attacking Venezuela. He wants war everywhere. So don't think for a second here, ladies and gentlemen, that Joe Biden is a quote-unquote peace candidate, because he is hardly the peace candidate.